Okay, here we are now into another huge area of river processing, and it's the data plotting and quick view area. We saw it in the plot river layout, how to do a quick view DXF. There's another button for it. But I want to look at the river long section plotting. We start with the plot main long section, and here we are. Here we're using the DAT file. It's going to quickly do it. Leave all that there, defaults. And we're going to open, this calls it here in the DXF results area, it calls it a long section named river.dxf. But I want to quickly tell you what's happening down in the RPDC export area. For every file that you create here, the plots of the long section, cross section, overall plan, and the structure with tables, it is placing in here this same copy. It just does it at the same time, and it says we need to use this later on. Whenever you create a long section plot from the data, it will put rivers long sections DXF, rivers cross sections DXF, rivers OS maps, rivers overall plan, rivers structural width.dxf, and those are absolutely vital. We'll see them being used and modified and arranged so that they can be automatically extracted into the plans that we're dealing with lower on. So don't try it and modify. You can modify these drawings. We can do this now. It checks if there's culverts with closed loops and so on. Don't worry about that there. And it says, oh, here we are, I'm putting in a default width for a structure. It's only the upstream face. So we're now going to open it up. Now we could, if we weren't in Bentley View, we're in your CAD program, and then we can see what's going on. We could edit this. Here it comes. Okay, let's just zoom full. Now this is Tiverton in its full, as all three files there. There's your intersection of the rivers shown there, and if we wanted to, we could edit this data and do a save as. But what I've just said is, don't do it here now. You can do it in later on when you're into the green area right at the back end, this massive area we created to handle all the data, disseminate it into the right structure that we've chosen, the subdirectory structure, which is vital, and there we can edit and slot it all together. If you can wait and do it down there, this is much better. So we've plotted the long section. I won't do this, but if we wanted to calculate the long section changes of the banks and walls data, banks and walls data is up there, and there it is there. At least the top of bank, walls, and there's probably, can't see any outfalls in there, but that doesn't matter. So, but it would take a file like this and calculate the changes. It would use all this software here, goes and searches here, there, and everywhere, and it attempts to use the river centerline. This is the short format, the synopsis. It uses the DAT file, the additional data for long section file, and a coordinate file. That's the one that's going to be produced, simple long section data. And it's going to, in the next, you would also use the DXF. I won't go any further on that. And it would attempt to calculate for the data the nearest centerline chainage, even if it's 20-30 meters off that centerline. It would try and calculate a perpendicular offset and give you a reasonable river chainage up the watercourse. We can plot the long section of the banks and walls data. That is again another one which is a complex. I don't want to get involved for that for the moment. Long section tabulated data. Don't know what happened there, but it's dropped the program out. Let's have to quickly restart the program. No, it's already running. Here we go. Sometimes you get this and you have to just simply restart. So here we are back in data plotting. We can create the DXF files from here. We can create the cross-section files using this. This is where you plot the data, and as I showed you just now, I'm just going to go back to leave those files there showing. When we plot this here, we're going to do use the this is now, and this area is the river section named river DXF, but the copy is the river cross sections file on the right. So we're just going to do that very quickly. It does all the plots, and I'm not going to open it up because we're going to go and look at the other format down in it. It's the same format, just same file, just a different title to it. We can do the river layout, we can do the cross sections, we can do the river long section, we can do a plan of the section data. Sometimes that has been useful in the past. I'm just going to do this, and right, problem source plan. It'll quickly open it up. I think it's a straight line. It's simply the DAT file replotted in its straightened format. Wait for Bentley View to come in. There it is. So all our files here, and it simply plots that point level, the section number, and the vegetation and surface code there. Maybe not very interesting at the moment, but hey ho. We can do a plot of the outfalls. We can do that, but I'm not going to do it. And we can then plot, if you've got all the the bank levels up the watercourse, this is where you can do a plan plot. It might be just as easy to get out of Enforce, but here you can take the data in the banks and walls levels file, and you can then do a plot horizontally, not strung. In other words, you've got a point and a cross, horizontal text. You can have a point across and the text perpendicular to the river, and then you can have a text parallel to the river, and it would string it. So the latter two there string the lines all together, and so that's another option. But that basically summed up the plotting options of river processing. Bye now.